In-depth, investigative. This is KXAN News Today.
Yesterday, we saw snow and sleet across Central Texas, but this morning, temperatures are even lower. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Miller.
Good morning. I'm Sally Hernandez. Kristen Curry is here with the latest on what has been a cold morning, the coldest of the winter so far.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, temperatures down to the teens and 20s. So let's get into it first with a check on our radar, because we are done with the accumulating snow. Any sort of wintry precipitation not likely today. Now, I will tell you, on my way into work, I noticed roads largely dry. I think the sunshine really helped us out yesterday, especially considering it came in at 10 a.m. So we had some good thawing. Temperatures jumped into the upper 30s. Not to say it's completely dry out there. I noticed sidewalks, front porches, edges of the highways, those were still on the icier side. But overall, we saw some improvement on the roads. Big time improvements considering what we were looking at 24 hours ago. Kreitz market camera there in Lockhart showing dry skies. In fact, we've got a good amount of clearing up top right now, but it's allowing these temperatures to crater down to 16 in Llano, 25 in Johnson City, 20 degrees right now in Harper. Austin Metro, we are seeing widespread teens and 20s. 20 degrees here in Austin. That's the coldest we've been so far this season. Coldest previous to today was 24. So obviously this is definitely one of those things you'll notice for sure walking out the door this morning with widespread teens and 20s even out in our eastern counties. 15 degrees out in Dale and Rosanke. When will we warm up? I'm going to answer that question for you coming up here in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, let me show you this. Central Texas, not the only place that got snow yesterday. This is footage from the Galveston coast and downtown Houston. Meanwhile, some first responders in Houston, they got to enjoy a little bit of this. Houston police went ahead and went head-to-head against Houston Fire between those calls. By the way, they picked up anywhere from 3 to 5 inches down there in Space City. New Orleans, they saw historic snow yesterday. It's been more than a decade since snow fell in the Big Easy. It's been more than 100 years, though, since they've seen 10 inches, which fell in some places. That surpassed its previous record of 2.7 inches on New Year's Eve back in 1963. And that snow got all the way into the Florida Panhandle. We're going to talk a little bit more about this later, guys.
Insane. Okay, Kristen, thank you. So a lot of students returned back to class today. No more snow day. There are some local school districts, though, that do have a 2-hour delay, and those local districts are Blanco, Lexington, Dimebox, and Giddings ISD. More information about those delays online right now at KXAN.com.
Now, with this weather, Austin Travis County EMS says it believes that 2 people died this week from hypothermia outdoors.
Yeah, with the cold temperatures hitting Texas, the city of Austin has its overnight cold weather shelters open once again. And as KXAN's Grace Reeder explains, that's where the mayor has put most of his attention.
The city of Austin has 6 recreation centers open right now to shelter people from the dangerous cold, according to Mayor Kirk Watson. He toured the overnight cold weather shelters Monday.
We even had Austin Public Health here yesterday so that people that wanted to get a flu shot, they were able to get a flu shot. We have community care at the different shelters, and we also have integral care there at the shelters to provide help.
As of Tuesday morning, the mayor says 550 people have utilized the overnight cold weather shelters. That's the highest number the city has seen this year and is only expected to go up Tuesday night.
That's a sign of success, although I wish we were able to get everybody, because I don't want anybody sleeping in this weather.
Part of the reason the city thinks they've seen an uptick in people taking advantage of this resource,
we've really improved and intensified our communication methods,
is that they've made changes this winter to how they operate. That includes notifying people they're opening the shelters sooner and simplifying the threshold for when the shelters activate.
If you're going to do this, let's do it with some common sense. And I got to tell you, it's really working. If you go in there right now, just something as simple as having good, decent coffee, having, you can watch a movie while you're waiting, just the humanity of the situation, we're paying attention to it.
Grace Reeder, KXAN News.
Going in depth, the Austin and Travis County point-in-time count of the homeless community is taking place this Saturday. Happens twice a year. The Ending Community Homelessness Coalition assembles hundreds of members and volunteers, and they go person by person counting the homeless population. They'll also get information from a survey Organizers say they still need about 400 more volunteers, and you can sign up to count in an area near you.
There are new allegations against Pete Hegseth, President Trump's choice for Secretary of Defense, and they are now surfacing. This time it's from his former sister-in-law. And so she's claiming her sister, Samantha Hegseth, feared for her safety during her marriage to him. She alleges threatening and volatile conduct. However, in Samantha's statement to NBC News, she states that there was no physical abuse during their marriage. A lawyer representing Pete Hegseth has dismissed those allegations. He's nominated to the full Senate coming up with a vote that could happen later on this week.
The Trump administration is now ordering all federal employees in diversity, equity, and inclusion roles to be placed on paid leave. The executive order is setting a deadline of no later than 4 this afternoon. All programs, offices, websites, and social media accounts are to be closed. It is also asking federal agencies to submit a written plan by January 31st for dismissing those employees. At this time, it is unknown how many employees will be affected. Good morning. This is a live look over downtown Austin, and you can see the corner of your screen out at the airport, just 18 degrees. A lot of teens around Central Texas right now. It is chilly out there. You know, getting help could get easier for adults suffering from major depressive disorders. Food and Drug Administration has approved a new treatment, Johnson & Johnson's nasal spray.
Yeah, it's a nasal spray that is called Spravato. It is now the first ever standalone therapy for treatment-resistant depression. The approval is based on a trial which showed Spravato alone improved depressive symptoms by beginning after 24 hours after somebody started taking it and lasting through at least 1 month. Many of you sending us your pictures and videos yesterday. Thank you so much. Look at this one from Jennifer Lee. I love the little snow angels right there. Elliot making that snow angel. And then while on the left, there's Gavin showing off his little snow puppy.
A lot of people got outside. They were having fun. Check out this. Our crews catching this family having a snowball fight at Fisherman's Park in Bastrop. Wonder who won there. Probably the kids taking on the parents. And then, you know, we saw a lot of this, the little snow people.
It counts, right?
Yeah, that's creative to get the snow from the top of the slide.
Cute.
If you have more photos or videos that maybe you didn't get around to sending us, we'd love to see them. Report it at KXAN.com.
Good morning and beautiful look at Los Angeles, California for you this morning on this Wednesday, January the 22nd. And you can see right there, nice and calm, and skies look not filled with smoke compared to what we've been seeing for the last few days, if not weeks. And that's why California is coming together. Firefighters continue to fight those wildfires, and the Los Angeles community is helping in those relief efforts. Musicians are rallying together to raise money in a one-night-only benefit concert. Billie Eilish, Sting, and quintessentially Californian acts like the recently reunited No Doubt and the Red Hot Chili Peppers are just a few of 28 artists performing. Tickets are going on sale today on Ticketmaster, starting at $99, about $100. Waiving fees for the event to ensure that all the sales go directly to relief efforts.
Meantime, Netflix is raising prices once again. Its standard plan without commercials increasing from $15.49 to $17.99 a month. Its cheaper ad-supported plan will increase from $6.99 per month to $7.99. Coming up on Today, a dive into the increase and the streaming wars, tips on how to best manage your subscriptions to get the best deals.
Oh, the good old days when we said, okay, we're not going to do cable and we're going to do these streaming services because it's way less and not so
Not
much.
anymore. Yeah, I watch the ads. Because I'm just like,
oh, do you?
I'm not going to pay $18
same.
for Netflix.
Yeah, it's just a commercial. Like,
I'm used to it.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Let me show you what's going on with your forecast, because radar is quiet this morning. We are done with the snowfall. So where do we stack up in recent records, and where do we see the most snowfall? Well, to be honest, it kind of played out how we thought it would. Most areas only got a coating to an inch, so your forecast verified nicely nicely. Camp Mabry picked up close to half an inch of snowfall. We knew going into it, it wasn't going to be the biggest snow we've ever seen, but it was our snowiest day since one of the biggest storms we've ever seen in the state. Snowiest day since February 15th of 2021. Highest I saw was out in Lockhart. They picked up over an inch. Most of those inch or more amounts were east of I-35 as expected. So really happy with how the computers handled that situation and hopefully weren't led astray. Everything on my behalf, I think, looked and played out nicely. So I'm happy this morning, and I'm happy so many of y'all got that snow day, especially the kids. What a rare sight. Live look outside, quiet this morning. In fact, our weather really quiets down for the next few days. West Shore home camera not showing anything too exciting. It is very cold though, and I warned you about this. It is not pleasant out there. Teens and 20s and a little bit of wind brings down those feels like temperatures just a couple of degrees. This is a dangerous cold this morning. Please plan for that heaviest coat you can find. Big, thick socks if you want. But we're not going to need it all day. I think this afternoon is going to feel really, really nice. It's still running cool in the low 50s, but we have plenty of sunshine, light winds, nothing in the way of icy conditions this afternoon. And like I mentioned earlier, the roads really improved yesterday with the sun. So today's only going to get rid of the last little bit that's probably in some of those shadowed areas. But your high temperatures will be in the 40s and 50s everywhere you look. Wildfire danger is something to watch for because that air is still pretty dry out there. We have moderate to high fire danger across Central Texas. So although the winds are light, the air is dry, and that can sometimes lead to wildfires growing rapidly if one was to spark. As far as where our skies are going for the rest of the day, we got sunshine really from start to finish. A few high clouds by the later part of tonight, but another full day of sunshine tomorrow. When does that change? This weekend, we got a storm system on the way, really a cold front that I think is going to act as a trigger for rain. You don't have to worry about it through Friday, but come Saturday late in the day and more so Sunday into Monday, and then again on Tuesday too, I'm going to include a rain chance here. So we've got some time to watch it, and these temperatures are going to be warm enough to keep that all rain. I'm not concerned about any sort of wintry mix, but enjoy the sunshine today. Enjoy this nice little break in the afternoon with the highs in the 50s. The overnight lows are still quite cold, not nearly as cold as what we've got out there this morning, but we're still going to be hovering at to just below freezing here in Austin for 3 more nights. And then we see some milder weather coming in with that cloud cover and some of those rain chances, again, which starts Saturday on the lower side. I'm thinking Sunday as that cold front comes in and we get the best lift. And then again, Sunday and Tuesday being the 2 wettest days right now with moderate rain chances and the high temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So again, if you are curious about those snowfall totals, we've got a web article right now right on the smack dab front of our homepage, KXAN.com, and you can see where your neighborhood stands. Tom?
Thank you, Kristen. And now that the ice is clear from the road, something to keep in mind, you do want to watch out for more potholes. They are growing. Water from that melted ice or rain can seep into cracks on the road and then expand, disrupting some of the bottom layers on the road. Well, salt is also used to improve traction and melt the ice. That can corrode asphalt and concrete.
Democratic state attorneys general have now filed lawsuits to block President Trump's executive order that purports to end birthright citizenship. That's an order that would limit the right to citizenship to people who have at least one parent who is a U.S. citizen or is a permanent U.S. resident. It has generally been accepted by legal scholars that the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to citizenship to anyone born in the United States, except the children of diplomats. California Attorney General Rob Bonata, among the attorneys suing, had a message for the president.
The lawsuit challenging President Trump's unconstitutional executive order is on file. It has multiple grounds. It states that the executive order violates the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. It violates our U.S. Constitution.
Well, the president's executive order does not go into effect for about a month, giving the courts time to block its implementation if needed.
And here in Texas, artificial intelligence on the minds of many lawmakers. Several bills already filed have to do with regulating AI in a couple different ways.
Yeah, one bill is aimed at your personal health insurance claims. It would prohibit health insurance companies from using AI to determine medical necessity on behalf of patients, stopping them from using AI to delay deny, or modify claims. In October, a report from the U.S. Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations showed the nation's insurers have used AI-powered tools to deny some claims from Medicare Advantage plan subscribers.
The Texas Department of Insurance told KXAN it is aware of the increased use of AI tools by some health plans to process and approve claims more efficiently, but it says, quote, "We're not aware of any plans that are using AI to deny claims, which would clearly violate existing requirements." State law requires Texas licensed healthcare professionals to review claim denials. An AI expert KXAN talked with said that this bill and others like it could set a precedent for legislation across the country.
Texas is a laboratory for technology development. And so if they can set the tone for what responsible regulation looks like, a lot of other places are going to follow suit.
The American Medical Association also keeping its eyes on artificial intelligence. In 2023, it adopted a policy calling for more oversight of AI in prior authorization. Called for insurers to require a human examination of patient records prior to care denial.
Well, just days before tax season begins, already talking about that, President Trump ordered all federal agencies to stop hiring, including an indefinite hiring freeze when it comes to the IRS.
Yeah, and our KXAN investigator, Kelly Wiley, looked into this. She reports the federal government's employment site shows the agency was looking to fill hundreds of vacancies, many of them here in Texas.
With a quick signature from President Trump, thousands of vacancies federal agencies hope to fill will remain open. Trump's executive order calls for a hiring freeze for almost all federal agencies for 90 days. The only exceptions are positions related to immigration enforcement, national security, and public safety. Under the executive order, the IRS won't be able to hire again until the Treasury Secretary determines it's of national interest to lift the order. U.S. Representative from Texas, Lloyd Doggett, believes the order will further harm the IRS, which, according to a recent report, is already struggling with processing delays for returns and identity theft victims.
The Republicans seem intent on ensuring that the IRS fails. The effort being made right at the time that tax season is about upon us will mean that tax refunds arrive late, that tax processing is slow, that the government loses revenue.
As for Trump, his America First priorities says he's freezing bureaucratic hiring to end the onslaught of useless and overpaid DEI activists buried in the federal workforce. As a part of his executive order, the Office of Management and Budget must submit a plan to reduce the size of the federal workforce by mid-April. In Austin, Kelly Wiley, KXAN Investigates.
Thank you so much. So our team did reach out to Senator John Cornyn and Senator Ted Cruz, but neither were available to give us an interview. A National Taxpayer Advocate report, though, released earlier this month, found employee recruitment, hiring, and retention was one of the most serious issues facing the IRS. The report also suggesting employees who typically take months to train are often pulled from their regular workloads to serve as trainers themselves.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Longhorns in desperate need of one of those resume wins. Missouri, ranked 22nd, would provide that. Texas trying to get their second SEC win of the season and first ever at Moody Center. Texas on a little flurry at the end of the half after a very slow start. Arthur Kaluma 3, Trey Johnson 3 to 10-point Texas lead. Missouri runs off 5 in a row. And then it is the Indiana State connection. Julian Larry to Jason Kent for the slam. Longhorns up 7 at the half. But again, they go cold, and Missouri chips away. Tamar Bates with the big slam. Bates actually signed at Texas, never came to play for the Longhorns, but down by 1, 3:45 to go. Caden Shedrick, the little lefty hook. Texas takes the lead, and they would not give it up. Arthur Kaluma, double-double, strong rebound, put back, half-dozen-point lead, inside of 2 minutes to go. Trey Johnson was just 3 of 15 from the field, but his third was the dagger. The layup right there. Texas wins it, and they do get that second SEC win and first win of the season over a ranked team. 13th win overall, back home Saturday afternoon against Texas A&M. UT women are back home tomorrow night. They will take on the Tennessee Lady Vols. That's also an 8 o'clock start at Moody Center. Back to you.
Roger, I hope you take care of yourself. All right, coming up, as the ice melts and roads get back to normal, we're going to check in with how the city of Austin handled yesterday's snowstorm. And if you are listening on the KXAN Today podcast, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you and your time. We hope that you join us on air for that story and so many more on KXAN.com.